My friend, he used to be a friend, but he said my videos were too long. This one's for you, buddy. You're on the Safari. Let's get right into it. What's this? Click on it.
We started getting calls from members of the U.S. military that their commanders were gleeful. They were euphoric. They were in full thrall with how great it was, because this was showing as concurrent with their understanding of the book of Revelation, the end times of Christian eschatology, showing that everybody is now serving as an accelerant or lubricant to bring this version of weaponized Jesus back to start the Battle of Armageddon.
What? Oh, that's weird. That's fucking...
We represent over 100,000 members of the U.S. military. About 95% are Christians themselves that are being oppressed badly by their chain of command for not being Christian enough. But we represent pretty much every faith that's out there. Our job is to protect the wall separating church and state in the technologically most lethal organization ever created by humankind, which is the U.S. military. Unfortunately, much of our U.S. military is infused with this Christian nationalism.
Interesting. Yep. Okay.
We are carefully chronicling all the complaints. We were begging any of our clients to please send an email in. They're terrified to do that. By trying to tie in our attack on Iran and making it appear to be justified by somebody's warped interpretation of the book of Revelation and end times Christian eschatology is an affront to our Constitution. It's a direct threat to our national security and the security of our world.
There will be a top-down cultural shift, putting spiritual well-being on the same footing as mental and physical health, as a first step toward creating a supportive environment for our warriors and their souls. We're going to restore the esteemed position of chaplains as moral anchors for our fighting force.
Who's really into God, I guess. All right. Well,
do you support Israel and the Jewish people? Now more than ever, Israel needs committed friends around the world to voice their support in her struggle for peace and security.
Next up, we're sticking too long. What's this?
There's something pretty strange happening with the war in Iran.
Yeah, very strange.
And most people are too caught up with the whole thing to really see what's actually happening.
Okay.
In this briefing about that,
who's this guy?
well, it's all part of God's divine plan. And he cited the book of Revelation, specifically referring to Armageddon, saying that this war in Iran will signify the imminent return of Jesus Christ. So what's happening here is the higher-ups, the commanders, the people who are running the war in Iran are telling their NCOs, are telling the people under them to tell their troops that this is the Battle of Armageddon. This is going to be maybe the beginning to the Battle of Armageddon.
Wow,
and what's happening right now,
oh, that's too bad.
his coffee in the morning or whatever it might be,
What's he
saying is patently false. Because here we have two very different problems on this situation. Okay, look, we're going to go into both sides here. That's only because we're trying to be honest. He believes he's right, and he believes that the people who are teaching him are right.
Yeah.
So,
Freemason.
in his own mind.
Yeah, I know what that's all about. That's kind of weird. Anyways, what's happening here? We gotta go to France for this one. Oh, that's too bad. Bummer. Okay, what's going on here?
Wars push the boundaries of technology, in possibility, and in policy. AI is no different. In Venezuela and Iran, the US military has reportedly used Anthropic's Claude chatbot to analyze battlefield data. At the same time, a monumental argument has broken out over the future capabilities of the tech. The Trump administration has ripped up its partnership and banned defense contractors from using Claude because Anthropic says it shouldn't be used for fully autonomous weapons or mass surveillance of US citizens. These are not current uses, but the Pentagon sees ruling them out as an obstacle to keeping up with China.
For once, we have someone who's part of big tech, a big player in AI, who's raising very important questions. We don't really know how it's going to end, but I think simply raising these questions, having this debate is absolutely crucial so that AI remains a tool and doesn't end up dominating this world that's going out of control.
Anonymous sources said Israel gained access to Tehran's traffic cameras and used them to build files on the movements of top regime officials and bodyguards. Algorithms then help them work with the vast reams of data. The IDF's use of AI is well documented, particularly in Gaza, where the technology helped it pick targets to bomb or people to designate as threats.
They did a terrible job. They fucking decimated everything.
A little bit of context. So, you know, Anthropic actually has been the most lean forward of all the AI companies in working with the U.S. government and working with the U.S. military. We were the first company to, you know, put our models on the classified cloud. We were the first company to make custom models for national shoots a civilian. It doesn't show the judgment that a human soldier would show. Friendly fire or shooting a civilian or just the wrong kind of things. We don't want to sell something that we don't think is reliable, and we don't want to sell something that could get our own people killed or that could get innocent people killed. Second is this question of oversight. If you think about it, you know, you human soldiers, there's a whole chain of accountability that assumes a human uses their common sense. Suppose I have an army of 10 million drones, all coordinated by one person or a small set of people. I think it's easy to see that there are accountability issues there, right? That you know, concentrating power that much doesn't.
What'd she ask him here?
Decision at all driven by ideology, Anthropic.
Button, and who can say no? And I think that's very reasonable.
President Trump has called Anthropic a left-wing woke company. Is this decision at all driven by ideology?
Look, I can't speak. We speak up on issues of AI policy where we have expertise.
Good luck, dude.
We don't have
Trump
views.
loves the AI.
I expressed that I agreed with many aspects of what he's doing.
So okay, dude. No, I don't like him, but at least he's kind of standing up for a little bit of our civil liberties and our constitutional rights.
All right, in other news, there is a new development in the showdown between the Pentagon and AI company Anthropic. Its CEO says the company will go to court to challenge a move by the government to essentially blacklist the AI giant.
It feels very punitive and inappropriate given the amount that we've done for U.S. national security.
The military right now is using Claude in Iran, reportedly for identifying targets or developing simulations. So disentangling Claude from the military could certainly take longer than 6 months.
Yeah, thanks for staying on it, dude. All right, what's going on? Okay, we're keeping this short. What's going on here? What happens there? Totalitarian and fascist regimes. Okay. Secret police force. Okay. Charismatic leader. Okay. If you want to call it that. Okay. Populations. No dissent is tolerated. Children are indoctrinated from a young age, learning about the heroics of their leaders and the superiority of the regime's gilding ideology. No dissent is tolerated, and all of the opposition is either exiled, killed, or imprisoned. Political trust is low as citizens are encouraged to spy on each other and to serve as informants for the regime. Fascism is conceptually difficult to define, but represents a highly militaristic and hyper-nationalistic form of rule. Like totalitarian systems, fascist regimes have been born of turbulent periods and crises. Both Adolf Hitler of Germany and Benito Mussolini of Italy, for example, rose to power by exploiting a volatile political environment in which the political left had been gaining traction. Capitalist societies that have experienced social alienation resulting from the rigors of economic individualism. Okay. Sounds about right. Anyways, we wanted to keep this one short, so that's where we're at. We're there, and it's time to fight. So I'll put some things in the description for you to do. We're going to keep it short for my buddy, and good riding this safari.